Actually, Miami of last year, I was blowing up, my phone was blowing up, and I tried not to look at it a lot. And Rafa sent me a message, but I saw it like 4 days after.
He was buried in your DMs.
Yeah, so I left him undelivered for 4 days, and I almost died. Don't do that, guy. But he was super nice. Yeah, he got it.
What did you write back? Because Moise didn't know what to say. I told him just say thank you. I really appreciate the text. But what did you say to Rafa?
I mean, I said, first of all, I apologized for getting back to him so late. But no, I said thank you, and I'm fortunate enough to have seen him many times, be able to see him many times. So yeah, I say thank you all the time.
Most players win a big match, celebrate briefly, and move forward. Eala did that too after her 3-set comeback against Siegemund at the Miami Open, but then she added something unexpected. During her post-match interview, she casually revealed that Rafael Nadal had once messaged her, and she didn't open it for 4 days. The interviewer's reaction said it all, and the rest of the tennis world quickly followed. Drop a comment below. What do you think Rafael Nadal said to Eala after her Miami run last year? And do you think moments like this show how far she has already come in the sport? Tell us what you think.
We had Moise Kwame, the 17-year-old. He had his first ATP win come up here. He said he got a DM right after the match from Novak Djokovic.
Oh, wow.
Have you had any player or celebrity that has reached out to you that was extra special?
Well, yeah, I mean, yesterday, Peggy Go messaged me because I mentioned her on my story, and she messaged me back, and I was like, oh my gosh, and she was in my box today. I was super happy. Actually, Miami of last year, I was blowing up, my phone was blowing up, and I tried not to look at it a lot. And Rafa sent me a message, but I saw it like 4 days after.
He was buried in your DMs.
Yeah, so I left him undelivered for 4 days, and I almost died. Don't do that, guy. But he was super nice. Yeah, he got it.
Let's begin with the match itself, because the Nadal story only really hits if you understand what Eala had to go through to earn it. 3 sets, 3.5 hours. On the other side, Siegemund was doing exactly what Siegemund is known for, slowing things down, arguing with the umpire. That bathroom break right at the start of the second set came at a moment designed to break Eala's rhythm just as she was getting comfortable. The first set went to a tiebreak even though Eala had been the better player for most of it. The second set became a turning point once she reset mentally. The third set confirmed what the second had already started to show, that once this player decides she won't be affected by psychological tactics, those tactics stop working completely. When it ended, Eala walked into the post-match interview clearly drained. You could hear it in her voice. She even apologized for how she sounded. After being on court for 3.5 hours, giving everything she had, it showed. Then the interviewer asked about her emotions at the end of the match, the celebration, the release, that raw reaction after the final point, and whether she had always been that expressive.
Many more people reaching out to you, congratulating you. You could potentially get Iga Swiatek in the next round. Rematch from here last year, one of the biggest wins of your life. What would you think about that rematch here in Miami?
I mean, I would love for it to happen. You know, I'm happy, really happy about this win, that I'm able to set myself up for a third round, whether it's with Iga or Magda. I think it's, it's the fact that I'm here is a really good, it's a really good step for me. Yeah.
Well, you bring such beautiful energy to the court every time you step on, Alex. Congratulations on the win today, and best of luck going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Her response felt real because it wasn't prepared. She said, "This is not juniors anymore." She explained that every match now feels like life and death because she has reached a level where every opponent is a fighter. She mentioned the Australian Open, Manila, and the 500s, the level of tournaments she has been competing in this year, where every win has to be earned. She said she gives everything in matches like this, and that's why the emotion comes out when it's over. That moment is something she has worked for. That answer reveals a lot about where her mindset is right now. She's not just happy to survive tough matches. She's not shocked by big wins. She understands that every match is a serious, high-pressure competition that demands everything she has. And when it's over, the emotion is simply the release of all that effort. That is the mindset of someone competing at a high level without being overwhelmed by it. Then the interviewer brought up the stadium, her first time returning to that center court since her Miami Open run in 2024. The run where she entered as a wild card, ranked 140th, defeated Galina Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinals before losing to Jessica Pegula in the semifinals in 3 sets. That run changed everything for her. It changed how the tennis world viewed her. It changed how tournament directors scheduled her matches. It changed how sponsors saw her. It changed everything. And now she was back on that same court a year later, this time as the 31st seed, defending 390 ranking points, with a fan base that had followed her across 3 continents. James Blake had already confirmed before the tournament started that she would play on centre court because placing her anywhere else was no longer practical. That return came with nerves, and she admitted it. She said she definitely felt them. But then she added something important. Even after losing the first set, she said she was happy because she was playing well, competing, and staying in the match. She explained that the real work had already been done before the tournament. So it wasn't a situation where everything depended on this one moment. The preparation was there. The fitness was there. The game was there. The confidence from the FIA MVP, from Indian Wells, from everything she had built since leaving Miami last year, that was already with her before stepping on court. That's a different kind of confidence compared to a wild card. A wild card has nothing to lose. A seeded player comes in with preparation, identity, and the belief that they belong, not as an outsider but as part of the competition. Eala's response about nerves showed she understands that difference and has fully made that transition. Then came the crowd question, which led to a genuinely light moment. The interviewer asked if any location had surprised her with the level of Filipino support. She smiled and said no because they are everywhere. She said it simply, as someone who has traveled enough to realize that the Filipino fanbase is present across the world. Wherever she plays, they show up. But then she mentioned the Australian Open. She said she later saw clips of a long line outside her court after one of her matches, and it amazed her. She had been playing in qualifying, not even in the main draw, and yet the queue to get in was longer than she expected. That surprised her because at that time, she wasn't yet the player she is now. Her ranking was lower. Her profile was still growing. But even then, the support was already there, fans waiting outside a qualifying match to watch someone many people hadn't even heard of yet. The Miami tournament director noticed the same thing before this year's event. He said he learned last year that Eala and Joel Fonka had to be scheduled on the biggest courts because the crowds would come no matter what. He explained that their global following was so strong that putting them on smaller courts simply wouldn't work. Their fans were traveling from different parts of the world, and the matches would feel like home games. He was absolutely right. The center court at Hard Rock Stadium was loud during her match against Siegemund in a way usually reserved for later rounds. The Filipino fans did what they always do. They showed up fully, stayed until the end, and created an atmosphere that matched the intensity on the court. Then the interview shifted to something that caught everyone's attention. The interviewer brought up Moise Konga, the 17-year-old who had recently won his first ATP match and later shared that Novak Djokovic had sent him a direct message afterward. Then the interviewer asked Eala if she had ever received a message from a player or celebrity after a big win that stood out to her. She paused to think. She mentioned Peggy, likely another player, who had messaged her the day before after being tagged in a story and had even been present in her box during the Siegemund match. Then she said something that immediately changed the energy of the moment. She revealed that after Miami last year, when her phone was full of messages she was trying not to check, Rafael Nadal had also reached out. She paused, smiled, and said she only saw it 4 days later. She left Rafael Nadal on read for 4 days. The interviewer's reaction, pure surprise and amusement, was exactly what you'd expect, because it's such a relatable and human moment. Her phone was flooded after one of the biggest weeks of her career. She was trying to stay focused, trying not to get distracted by everything happening around her. And somewhere in that flood of notifications was a message from Rafael Nadal. She didn't open it for 4 days. One of the greatest athletes in history was sitting there with a delivered message that hadn't been read while she was busy competing in the semifinals of the Miami Open. When she finally saw it, she said she almost died. That reaction makes sense. What exactly did Nadal say? She didn't go into detail. She only said he was very kind and that she apologized for replying late. She added that she has had the chance to meet him multiple times because of her time at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, where she trained from the age of 13, developing her game in the environment he built. So this wasn't just a random celebrity message. It's part of her journey. She trained at his academy. The mindset she plays with, the determination, the discipline, the refusal to give up on points, and the emotional intensity, those qualities were shaped in part by that system and by Tony Nadal, who now works with her directly. When Nadal sent that message, it wasn't just a famous name reaching out. It was someone connected to her development recognizing a moment they both understood. The interviewer pointed out that Nadal had clearly seen her performance. She laughed, then explained she thanked him for the message and appreciated it, and that since she has seen him many times, she expresses her gratitude often.